Hello everyone and welcome to my Christmas card number 2. I had a different card planned for today, but I caught a cold and I needed a video that doesn't take too long to make. Luckily, I was prepared and I picked this card for you today, a very colorful snowflake card. All you need to make this card is an embossing folder with snowflakes, but other patterns should work as well. I picked this embossing folder with snowflakes. I have 2 embossing folders and I keep reusing them. The folder is a little bit stained. It happened when I made these cards. I will leave the link to the video at the end of this video, and the staining doesn't transfer to my cardstock. And I'm using Nuvo Shimmer Powders for the coloring, but you can use other coloring methods as well. I actually got the inspiration from Debbie Hughes from Lime Doodle Design. I will leave the link to her blog in the description, and she used watercolor pencils, the distress ones. So I would say at least any watercolor medium should work. As I said, I'm using the Nuvo Shimmer Powders. These are all the colors I have. I love the colors Debbie used and I will recreate it as well, since I do have the blue and pink. But for my first example, I wanted to use different colors. I will be using these 2, red and green, Catherine Wheel and Atlantis Burst. I'm also using a watercolor cardstock. I wanted it to be bright white and this one is the only one I have. The other ones are slightly beige. So I trimmed it down and made 2 panels. I placed the paper into the embossing folder and ran it through my die cutting machine, following the instructions for the embossing folders for my die cutting machine. I started applying the powders over the snowflakes. To get the powder out, I just tapped on the bottle. Do not squeeze, otherwise the powder will go everywhere. I learned the hard way. Small amount of the powder goes a long way, as these powders are very saturated. I was applying the powders over the snowflakes and I was switching between the colors. Next, I used a spray bottle, and even though Nuvo Shimmer Powders are shimmery, I decided to use water mixed with the clear Perfect Pearls for even more shimmer. I sprayed the paper, but I did not want to go overboard with the water since I did not tape the cardstock. So to help the powders move around, I used a clean damp brush and spread the color around. Also, at some places I added more of the powder and I was just playing with it. The only thing I was worried about is getting muddy colors since I'm using green and red, but in the end I did not have any problems. So the first background is finished. I think it looks really nice. And I could not resist the pink and blue, especially because I had the colors. I followed the exact steps I did on the first card, so I will play some music and I will be back to finish the cards. I would appreciate if you watched it all, as it helps my channel. Here are the finished backgrounds. I let them fully dry, and then I decided to add a little bit of gold watercolor paint. Just the usual, as I always do. I first painted the edges of both of the panels and then I added splatter. But as always, this step is completely optional. I adhere the panels on top of a white card base. Normally I would use a glue, but this time I decided to use a fan foam, so it's a little bit raised. I attached the double-sided tape on both sides of the fan foam, and I adhered it on top of the panel, which I then attached on top of the card base. To finish up the card, I did the same what Debbie did. I used a snowflake and a sentiment. Something like a big Merry Christmas sentiment would work as well. I also realized I need new supplies for my Christmas cards. For example, the snowflake die. I have a set with 3 and I'm reusing it over and over and over. And some of my cards look very similar. And with the sentiments the same. The cards are finished. Here are they in a close-up. The camera doesn't really show how shimmery they are, but in real life they are very shimmery. I hope you will give this a try. There is so many variation you can do using different embossing folders, different colors, and different coloring methods. So that's all for this video. If you are craving more inspirations, I picked for you 3 Christmas card ideas that you can check out, and you will find more playlists with Christmas cards in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.